The Memory Palace, the Loci technique, the most ancient, famous, intriguing and powerful mnemonic device ever invented. When speaking about effective learning and studying, the Memory Palace is always cited as one of the best tools to memorize vast amount of information. But what is it? How does it work? And more importantly, is it truly useful in day-by-day studying? In this video, I'll teach you all the secrets of the Memory Palace. The first description of this technique dates back to 2000 years ago in an ancient Roman book called Rhetorica ad Rhenum, basically the oldest public speaking book in history. So, as you can see with the Memory Palace, we're not talking about the latest development in neuroscience. It's been around forever, and some of the most brilliant minds in history used it proficiently. After being almost forgotten in the Middle Ages, this method became relevant once again around the 15th century, and in the modern era was popularized by memory competitions and pop culture representation like the ones in the famous TV series Sherlock.
Get out, I need to go to my mind palace.
The what?
The Loci technique is actually pretty simple. We can summarize it in 5 steps. Step 1. This is the preliminary step. Before you start using the palace, you have to actually build it. Visualize in your mind all the different rooms and spaces in your house, from your room to your kitchen, the entrance, the corridor, bathroom, garage, living room, stairs, everything. Closing your eyes should be helpful. You need to visualize as many details as possible, but also to prepare a standard route that you'll always follow when imagining your home. Once you're sure you have all the details in your house ready in your imagination and your standard route is clear and stable in your memory, you can proceed to step 2. Step 2. Now start from the first room in your route. Take an image representing something you want to remember and visualize it inside the room itself, if possible connecting it with a peculiar or strange action or association. Let's make an example. Let's say I want to memorize my grocery list and the first thing I want to buy is pizza, because of course it is. Now I imagine to open the door of my house, and as soon as I step in, I find the entrance floor covered in pizza. Not the pineapple one, I'm Italian, I still have decency. Anyway, now that the first item is stored in my palace, I try to add as many details and sensory triggers as possible, imagining the smell, the shape, the color, the taste of the pizza. Step 3. From now on, you just need to keep repeating the same procedure over and over again for each piece of information you want to add to your palace. Following the route you established. This way, you'll be able to remember not only the details, but the sequence as well. Step 4. To elevate the Memory Palace to an even higher level, you can combine it with other mnemonic devices such as techniques to memorize numbers, like the major mnemonic system, words, images, formulas, algorithms, and so on. Your palace will become something more than a simple mnemonic trick. It will become a true mental warehouse. Step 5. This is optional and it depends on how many pieces of information you'll need to memorize, expanding your palace. You can either add new rooms, construct an entirely new palace, or choose to go deeper in the original one by exploring all the little ambience of your house. In your kitchen, as an example, you can use your fridge, the table, the oven, the ceiling, and so on. What's in the palace will stay in the palace longer than with any other memory trick. But if you want to make a memory truly stick forever, you'll need to do repetitions, simply imagining to repeat the route in your mind and recollecting all the details. That's it. Now you just need to exercise. Exercise a lot. This method is extremely useful. You can use it like the ancient did to memorize keywords from a speech, or you can use it preparing your exam. I love this technique, I really do, but I have to say its application in studying is limited. Let me explain. The Memory Palace does exactly what it's supposed to do. It allows you to memorize vast amount of information easily, details, sequences, and so on. Nothing more, nothing less. The problem is, studying is much more than that. Studying is understanding, reasoning, selecting, discarding, reworking, testing, applying. The Memory Palace will allow you to remember the sequence of steps of a mathematics demonstration, but it won't help you while you're trying to resolve an exercise. It's a useful tool, that's for sure, but it has a specific and rather narrow application. Also, to truly master it, you'll need to know all the other mnemonic devices, so it's not exactly a beginner-friendly technique. task. That's why when a student asks me if it's possible to study and prepare an entire examination with the Memory Palace, I always reply, you can memorize all the technical details in an exam with it, no doubt about that, but that's not studying. You'll need more than that if you want to be successful in your test. Don't get me wrong, I don't want to discourage you from learning this amazing cognitive strategy that could be really helpful in your studying career. Just remember that it's not a magic wand. Now let me know if you find this method interesting or you have any previous experience with it, and don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell and share this video with all the students that could find it useful. I'm ADC and this was True Learning, with the best techniques and strategies for learning and studying effectively. We'll see each other next week, and till then, have a nice memory trip in your palace.